Good morning, class. This is Mr. Eggleston. This is like the third time I've done this because, glitches. Anyway, here we go. Fanny needs to buy candy prizes for an event. Fortunately, gummy bears are on sale this week. 5 bags for $8. The deal applies even if you don't buy 5 bags. If Fanny spent $32 on gummy bears, okay, $32 on gummy bears, how many bags of gummy bears does she buy? Well, we know 5 bags is $8, so you could figure out if you spend $32, you can divide it by 8 and get 4. That means you bought 4 sets of 5 bags. So it would be 4 times 5 is 20 bags of gummy bears. Okay. How much would it cost to buy 4 packs of gummy bears? Show you how you can figure it out in 2 different ways. Well, my much preferred way is to would be to find the per unit cost. That is, if we know $8 for 5 bags, 8 divided by 5 is 1.60 dollars per bag. It's $1.60 per bag. And if it's $1.60 per bag and you bought 4, you could go 1.6 times 4, and that will give you whatever 1.6 times 4, 640. I just went 4 times 1 is 4, and then 4 times 0.6 is 1.4, or 2.4, excuse me, and that's 6.40. So it costs $6.40 for 4 bags. You could also have done this. You could wrote a proportion, 8:5, as X is to 4, and solve that, and you end up with cross multiplication. 8 times 4 is 32 equals 5 times x, 5x. Solve that. X equals 32 over 5. 5 goes into 32 6 times with a remainder of 2/5, and 2/5 is 0.4, so it's 640. 2 different ways of getting the same cost. Some kids may like this, but this is how I always like it. This is my preferred method right there, okay? Using this. Actually, it's really that, okay? Right, because that leads right into number 2. Write an equation for y, the cost of buying X packs. Well, if it's y equals, it will be $1.60 per pack times X. $1.60 is 8/5 X. The reason I wrote it like this is now we have a slope that's rise over run, and so to graph this, make a quick little table. We see that when X is 0, Y is 0. So we start at 0, 0. I hope that makes sense. When you have no gummy bears, you have no weight, or cost, excuse me. And then you just use the slope of up 8 over 5. Now this is a little bit hard. 2, 4, 5 is right in the middle. It's right there. 2 points, we can draw the line. And there you go. Okay. It's cost per number of bags. Okay. Explain why the graph is restricted to the first quadrant. Well, I hope you understand in the real world we can't have negative cost. Right? Your money cannot be negative, at least in this context. Money can't be negative. Okay. And we can't have negative bags of gummy bears. So we can only have positive of both. So that's why we're restricted to the first quadrant. Again, this is the first quadrant. Okay. Does the line passing through the points also pass through 27, 41? Explain why or why not. Well, we have the equation y equals 1.60 times x. Well, if it's 1.60 times 27, that equals, I believe, 4320.20, which is not equal to 41. So, no, it does not satisfy the equation. Okay? So it doesn't, so the point is not on the line. Not on the line. Okay. You know, you can pause this whenever. The next one, heaps of gummy bears. Part 2. Shipments of gummy bears arrive at the grocery store, and they tell you this. I don't think this really comes into play, but they do tell you this. So, in a 13 by 13 by 13 inch cardboard box. A box with, now this is important, 100 bags of gummy bears weighs 15.126 kilograms. After half the bags of gummy bears are removed, the box only weighs 7.826 kilograms. How many bags of gummy bears were removed from the box? Well, if they started with 100, divided by 2, you have 50 bags. How much does the box weigh now? Well, the box weighs now 7.826 kilograms. These are things that were given. This one was given, okay? What is the weight of one bag of Haribo? Well, if we know it's 50 bags, and 50 bags reduce the weight. So what is the weight of one bag of Haribo? We have to figure out what the weight is of the 50 bags. So what we're going to do is take the 15.126 kilograms, subtract from it the 7.826 kilograms. That's the weight it is now. And that gives you 15.126 minus 7.826. That gives you 7.3 kilograms. And that equals weight of 50 bags. Why? Because remember, this weight here is 100 bags. This is what's the weight is now. When we subtract the two, that must be the weight of the 50 bags of gummy bears that were removed. So to find the per bag weight, we take the 7.3 kilograms divided by 50 bags, and 7.3 divided by 50 gives us 0.146 kilograms per bag. So since 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams, we just multiply this by 1,000 grams per kilogram. The kilograms divide out and leaves you with the weight in grams. And the weight in grams is 146 grams per bag. Okay? Now, if we know that it's 146 grams per bag, then we can figure out what is the weight of the empty cardboard box, because we know with 100 bags we had 15.126, so we could take this 100 times 146 and get, let's see, we move the decimal 2 more times, so it'll be 14600. That's 14.6 kilograms. That is gummy bears. Okay. This is the 100 bags. That is the weight of each bag. That's the total weight of just the bags of gummy bears, which equals 14.6 kilograms. And then we know that the actual weight was 15.126 for 100, according to this right here. So we find the difference between those two. Minus 14.60. And you get, let's see, you get 15.126 minus 14.6 gives you 0.526 kilograms. Okay. Okay, so it's 0.526 kilograms. So that's the weight of the box. Okay, I'm going to have to sign off now. I'm going to have to make a second video to cover the rest of this. I'll be right back.